3 years after the breakup, I ran into my mafia ex-boyfriend at the largest hotel in Manhattan. I was working the front desk. He was checking in with his girlfriend to the penthouse suite. That night, I got 3 calls from his room.
The sheets are dirty. Send someone to change them.
I called housekeeping.
Change them again.
I did. At 2 a.m., the 3rd call came.
I'm sorry, sir, but housekeeping is off duty for the night.
Then you come up and change them yourself.
I hung up the phone right away.
That guy in the penthouse again? 3 times in one night? That's either a lot of red wine or something else.
He asked me to come up and do it myself.
Just because he can afford the penthouse doesn't mean he owns us. What an ass.
If the guest asked for Scarlett personally, send her up now.
Yes, manager. You want Scarlett to go up right now? You know what the manager just told me? If that man wants to tear down this hotel, we hand him the sledgehammer ourselves. Who the hell is he?
I didn't answer, but of course I knew. There's an unwritten rule in every hotel in New York. Just follow the requests of the Vitale family. No questions, no checks, no refuses. 15 minutes later, I was standing outside the penthouse suite, pressing the doorbell like I was walking to my own execution. He didn't say hello, just stepped aside and let me in.
Sorry about the trouble. My girlfriend is sensitive. She can't sleep on wet sheets.
5 minutes.
All these years, there's one thing I never understood. Why him? Why the hell did you choose that bastard? Let her go.
You're ridiculous. If you call for new sheets again, I swear I'll have no face left tomorrow.
I'd pictured our reunion 100 different ways, but never once did I think 3 years apart would leave him hating me this much. Maybe I never should have come back at all.
I looked him up. Dante Vitale was a member of the Mafia family.
Vitale heir makes low-key appearance after old Don's death.
3 years ago, after the old Don died, there was a bloodbath. Dante was supposed to take over, but then he got sick, really sick. Everyone thought he was going to die. His girlfriend betrayed him when he was admitted to the ICU, and the man she cheated with was his father's favorite illegitimate son. Who knew that an anonymous donor would suddenly save him? That's why people on the internet still call her a heartless, money-driven woman and one of the most foolish women there is.
You don't need to look it up. I'm that woman. Meeting Dante Vitale was the most unlikely accident of my life. I was 20, a sophomore at NYU. A drunk guy put his hand on my waist at the subway station. I turned and kicked him, right where it counted. He doubled over. I grabbed his collar and dragged him to the police booth on the platform.
Do I have the honor of getting your number, miss?
Why?
Because I've never seen anyone kick with such precision.
I almost laughed. In that split second, he'd already grabbed my phone and dialed his number.
Dante Vitale.
I'd never heard the name before. Later, I learned that people all over New York lowered their voices when they said it. The first 6 months we were together, he treated me like I was the only woman on earth. He casually bought a $3 million apartment and said it was closer to my school. Once I was on a video call with my grandmother, she mentioned her dentures didn't fit anymore. The next day, Dante took her to the best private clinic in Manhattan and got her full mouth implants. When he signed the bill, I saw the number, $23,000. He didn't even blink.
What if we break up someday? You're not going to make my grandmother give the teeth back, are you?
He froze for a second, laughing, then burst out on the couch and laughed for a full 2 minutes. Back then, I only knew he had a family business, that he was rich. I didn't know how rich. Till one day I complained in the apartment that the scholarship process at school was too slow, that the money hadn't come through. The next day, the scholarship office director called me personally.
The Vitale Family Foundation has streamlined the disbursement process. The funds will be in your account today.
That's when I realized my boyfriend was the first son of the Vitale family, the old Don's legal heir. Then the old Don died.
My father is gone.
Are you okay?
I might not be able to come back for a few days. I'll have people around the apartment. Don't go anywhere. Don't open the door for anyone.
That was the last normal phone call we ever had. After the old Don was buried, New York called what followed the biggest mafia war in 40 years. Deontay was the legal heir, but the Don had hidden children, and Damien was his favorite. They united with money, territory, and men. Dante was trapped in the fire. Then Dante collapsed. Acute kidney failure. 11 days in the ICU. 2 rounds of dialysis. No recovery. A doctor told me, without a donor, he might not last 3 months. I went to every one of his half-siblings.
He's not my problem.
I begged them to get tested. Don't come here again. Not one of them said yes.
If Dante dies, that's God's will.
They all knew the same thing. If Dante died, there would be more for them to inherit. Dante must have sensed it too. He had his lawyer transfer all his assets into my name.
Meeting you in this life, I have no regrets.
But what no one expected was this. I signed the transfer papers, and the next thing the world saw was me in public, with Damien on my arm. I didn't stay with Dante through those final days. I betrayed him, and I chose the old Don's favorite bastard son. What came next was exactly what the gossip rates printed. Dante was still in the ICU when his first love turned around and ran off with the half-brother he hated most. The news spreaded across New York. Dante's friends called me a gold digger, a whore, a piece of heartless trash. Every word was a poison-tipped knife. I swallowed them all. Dante begged to see me one last time. His friend had no choice but to call me.
He was fading fast. Please, just go see him once.
When I went to the hospital to see Dante, he'd lost so much weight. His cheekbones protruded, his arms were covered in needle marks. But the moment he saw me, his eyes lit up. I almost couldn't bear it. I nearly told him everything.
They say you're with Damien. I don't believe it. Tell me yourself. Tell me they're lying.
Dante, I don't love you anymore. His face crumbled. The Vidala heir who had once ruled Manhattan's underworld. And in that moment, he looked like a child who had everything taken from him. He cried. He held my hand and begged me not to leave. He said he would get better. He would crush every bastard under his heel. He would make me the most respected woman in this city, if I would just stay. I stood there. I didn't move. Finally, his childhood friend Enzo Falco burst in and shoved me out of the room.
Get out! If you ever show up in front of him again, I'll throw you into the ocean myself and feed you to the sharks!
You okay? Of course. At 8 a.m., I finally got off the night shift.
Get here now. The penthouse guest says something valuable is missing.
The manager wants you here immediately.
I threw on my clothes and rushed back to the hotel.
We can't afford to offend this guest. Just play along, go through the motions.
Only 2 people entered our room last night. One was the maid. She's been cleared. The other is her. Take off your clothes. I need to check you. If you suspect I stole it, then call the police. You have no right to strip search me.
My boyfriend doesn't have time to waste on police station procedures with you. Do you know who he is?
My earrings are worth $3 million. They were my boyfriend's birthday gift to me. I knew something was off about you last night. I barely came out of the bathroom and you were already running out like a rabbit. If you didn't do anything wrong, why were you running?
Dante's coffee cup froze midair. His gaze landed on the shattered pieces. His fingers tightened slightly. It was the first gift Dante ever gave me, $20, worthless, but I'd never thought of throwing it away. He told her to stop.
Enough. Stop this. Tomorrow you can go pick a new set. Any store you want.
You're so sweet.
Dante didn't look at her. His eyes remained fixed on the crystal shards on the floor. Dante asked everyone in the reception room to leave. Suddenly, the room fell silent, and a profound silence enveloped us. I crouched down and picked up each item one by one, putting them back into my bag. A shard of crystal my fingertip as I picked it up. I didn't look up, but I knew he was watching me.
Didn't he ever give you anything nice? Damien at least got some scraps from the old man's table, and you're still holding on to cheap junk from your ex?
We've already broken up, so there's no need for you to be so sarcastic.
Got played and then dumped? No wonder you ended up here as a front desk clerk. Shame, if you just held out a little longer, you wouldn't have bet on the wrong horse. That useless piece of trash, Damien, I crushed him under my heel in the end.
I knew exactly what he meant. After Dante took over, he eliminated every bastard who'd fought him for the inheritance, with brutal efficiency. The entire city of New York knows that the new godfather of the Vichotto family shows no mercy to those who betray him. I didn't want to hear any more. I turned to leave. He grabbed my wrist and slammed me against the wall. My shoulder hit the hard surface, and I let out a pained grunt. He gripped my chin, forcing me to look up at him. His green eyes brimmed with emotions I couldn't read. Anger, jealousy, and something else. His gaze dropped to my calf. A cut from the crystal shards opened a line of red, blood trickling down my leg.
I'll drive you back. There's meds in the car.
I should have refused, but I didn't. Maybe it was the brief softening in his tone that I craved so desperately. The car was spacious, leather seats, dim blue. He sat on the other side, in a half-meter of space between us like a river.
I didn't take your girlfriend's earrings.
He didn't answer. He opened the center console and searched inside.
Handle it yourself.
Then he found a box of bandages and tossed it onto my leg. I tore one open and bent down to cover it on my calf. And then something rolled out of the console, landed on the floor mat. A St. Christopher pendant. I'd gotten it from St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York. Shortly after Dante's incident, I prayed alone before the statue of the Virgin Mary for 3 nights and finally obtained this pendant. I hung it on his rearview mirror and told him it was a charm to keep him safe. He teased me for being superstitious, but he never took it off. I thought he'd thrown it away long ago.
This thing actually got me through the worst of it. Who would have thought the woman who prayed for my safety was the same one who nearly destroyed me?
The car approached my building. In the distance, I saw a familiar figure standing downstairs.
Damien.
I instinctively turned to look at Dante. His fingers gripped the steering wheel, veins bulging one by one. The Mayock surged forward, speeding straight towards Damien. My body lunged forward, the seatbelt cutting into my shoulder as the car screeched to a halt right in front of Damien. Damien stood his ground. Seeing the two of us in the car, he frowned slightly.
Are you this attached to all your ex-boyfriends? By the way, I forgot to ask. Damien didn't even give you a severance package? Or did he find your services unsatisfactory, not worth the price?
He didn't dodge, he didn't strike back. He just turned his head slowly, rolled his jaw on the side I'd hit, his gray eyes churning with a storm. Damien saw everything from outside. His face changed. He rushed to the passenger side and pounded on the window anxiously.
Get out.
Tell him the truth. I don't mind if he comes after me once he knows. That's what I deserve.
Purchase your tracks today.
The next afternoon, I got a group message. The manager was holding a team dinner that night at an exclusive private club in Midtown Manhattan. I wanted to decline, but the message added, "Everyone must attend." So I went. The private room was huge, but the people inside were all Dante's friends. I recognized one face, Enzo Falco, Dante's childhood friend and the owner of our hotel. Dante sat at the head of the table. The moment he saw me walked in, his green eyes narrowed, then looked away.
Scarlett! Long time no see. Come sit.
He placed me in the empty seat right next to Dante. I sat down reluctantly.
I heard our hotel misplaced a guest's $3 million item yesterday. Tonight, we've called you here to offer an apology on behalf of the hotel.
I picked up the glass, said nothing, and downed it in one go. The vodka burned down my throat like wildfire.
Good. Scarlett still got that spirit, but a $3 million pair of earrings, one glass won't cover it. Here's the deal. One glass, 100,000. You drink your way to 3 million and we call it even.
Enzo's tone sounded like a joke, but his eyes weren't laughing.
300,000 a glass. Something stronger.
Fine, whatever you say.
I raised the glass and downed it again. The liquor slid down my throat and into my stomach like a serpent of fire. By the 5th glass, my vision started to blur.
5 glasses, 1.5 million. Keep going.
I reached for the 6th glass. My fingers slipped on the rim. A little spilled onto the tablecloth.
Enough.
I could barely see anymore. I collapsed on the table, my forehead against the cool tablecloth, their muffled laughter buzzing in my ears.
If you can't let her go, just have some fun with her again. I've got a room upstairs. Here's the key card.
A woman Damien got tired of. You think I'd want her?
Fine, beat her up then. Either way, the room's yours.
Before consciousness fade, I felt someone lift me from the chair. His arms were hard, his chest broad. He smelled of cigars and cologne. It was Dante's smelt. I was curled up on the couch with menstrual cramps. He searched every cabinet and found no painkillers. He drove out in the middle of the night and hit 3 24-hour pharmacies before he found one. When he came back, his coat was soaked. It was raining outside, and he hadn't brought an umbrella. He carried me off the couch, fed me the pill, and somehow pulled a piece of chocolate out of nowhere and put it in my mouth.
Eat this. It's sweet. It'll make it better.
Too bitter.
Still bitter?
Good. From now on, whenever you take medicine, I'll feed you like this.
Did you do this with all your girlfriends?
What other girlfriends? Only you.
In the dream, he was gentle, like a different person. Then the dream changed.
Tell me, did you really betray me back then?
I never betrayed you.
Then why were you with him?
I was about to speak, then my phone rang. The screen lit up with a name I'd scored 3 years ago, Damien Vitali. Dante and I saw it at the same time. Like a bucket of ice water dumped over me, all the alcohol and longing vanished in an instant.
Scarlett, explain yourself!
This man, the Vitale Don who made all of New York's underworld tremble. His eyes were so red it looked like he was about to cry. I have nothing to say.
You love him that much? One call from him and you're ready to run back and reconcile? What's so great about him that you'd throw me away?
Scarlett, I was insane to think you might have a reason.
I stumbled out of the room. The hallway was long, the lighting dim. I'd lost one of my shoes somewhere, one barefoot, on the carpet, the other on cold tile, like Cinderella thrust out of the ball. No, Cinderella at least had a prince. I'm looking for her. My prince had just told me to get out. As I reached the elevator, I nearly collided with Dante's girlfriend. Her phone was pressed to her ear. She didn't even look at me. She deliberately bumped my shoulder. She knocked me sideways. My shoulder hit the wall, and I let out a pained grunt.
No condom? It's my ovulation day? You gonna take responsibility if something happens?
Whoever was on the other row said something that made her laugh.
Marriage? You really mean that?
I stood there, frozen like a statue. I suddenly remembered that night many years ago. We were so young then, in his apartment. That night, everything changed. I trembled with nerves. He stayed with me. He stared at the faint mark on the sheetsel, soothing me again and again. What's wrong?
Giving yourself to me like this. Aren't you afraid I'll fail you someday?
I'm not afraid. I don't believe you'd ever fail me.
Neither do I. I'd marry you tomorrow if I could.
He'd probably forgotten those words long ago, but I hadn't. Outside the hotel's side entrance, a black SUV sat at the curb. The window rolled down, Damien in the driver's seat. He got out as soon as he saw me.
What happened? Did you drink a lot?
He didn't ask further. He opened the passenger door for me and waited until I was seated before walking around to the driver's side. The car merged into the Manhattan night. I leaned against Fifth Avenue's lights blur past one by one, the neon glow flickering across my face.
Let's go back. Damien, let's go back in a couple of days.
He knew back meant London. He'd been with me all these 3 years. In London, he'd confessed his feelings, said he'd loved me for years. From the first moment he saw me, I saw my every school, and he never changed. But I turned him down, gently, so he'd step back into the role of a friend. And he'd stayed there until now.
Okay, we'll go back. I'll book the tickets right away.
Back then, Dante forbade me from getting tested. He said if he had to take one of my kidneys to save his own life, he'd rather die. So I went behind everyone's back and got tested at another hospital. The result? I was the only match. But the bad news, my test results showed stage 2 hypertension.
Donating a kidney for transplantation, given your current health condition, carries extremely high risks, and severe complications are highly likely to occur post-operatively.
I don't care. I went through with the surgery without telling Dante. I had Damien help me put on that betrayal act. No one knew the truth except Marmion. After the surgery, I required lifelong monitoring. He helped me find the best kidney specialist in London and took me abroad to recover. Over 3 years, my kidney function had been slowly declining. 3 months ago, the doctor told me I needed another surgery. The risks were high. The day I came out of the hospital, London was unexpectedly sunny, the breeze light, and broke down crying.
Is there anything you want to do?
Damien, I want to see him one more time.
If this really was my last chance, then let me say goodbye to you properly. The next day, Dante was in a meeting at the Vittora family's headquarters. The long conference table was packed on both sides. Damien Vittori is downstairs. He says he wants to see you. The atmosphere in the room shifted instantly. Everyone knew who Damien was, the old Don's most favored bastard, the one who'd nearly taken half the Vittori empire 3 years ago, and the miserable rich Dante had crushed into nothing. Dante's expression didn't change.
Send him up. Everyone else out.
Within 30 seconds, Dante was alone in the room.
What?
Where do you think that kidney came from 3 years ago? You were lying in the ICU, and suddenly an anonymous young man who died in a car accident turned out to be a perfect match. Don't you think that's a little too convenient?
What do you mean? See for yourself.
She came to me crying, kneeling in front of me. She said, Damien, only you can help me. I got tested. I wasn't a match. Then she went to another hospital on her own behind your back and got tested herself. She was the only match.
She had stage 2 hypertension. The doctor said the risk was extremely high, but she signed anyways. She gave you her kidney, and then she begged me to put on an act with her. She pretended to be with me, made you hate her so you wouldn't question where the kidney came from.
Why did you go along with her madness? Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you take her away?
I tried. I even stooped so low as to persuade her to give up on you, but she said she couldn't stand by and watch you die. Before she came back, she just had to check up in London. Her kidney function was declining. She told the doctor she had one wish before the operation, to come back and see you. High risk. She didn't want to disturb you. Just wanted to see you from afar.
Enough.
But she had no idea you'd bring a girlfriend to check in, no idea you'd call her up to change sheets, no idea you'd force her to drink, and no idea you'd tell her to get out.
Enough!
She's having surgery this Wednesday, New York Presidential Hospital, 8th floor nephrology.
I was in my hospital room doing pre-op prep when the nurse came in to take my blood pressure. The numbers weren't good. I stared at the ceiling, trying to steady my breathing. It was time. The nurse wheeled me out of the room. As the door opened, I instinctively looked down the hallway. A man stood at the end of the corridor. Navy suit, no tie, the top buttons of his shirt undone. His hair was messy, like he just ran here. His eyes were red. He stood right in the middle of the hallway, blocking everyone's path. It was Dante. I froze. I thought I was hallucinating. How did he know? How did he find me here? Dante walked toward me. His steps were quick, yet it felt like he was traversing an endless road. The hallway was silent except for the sound of his leather shoes against the floor.
Scarlett, if I'd known, I would have rather you actually betrayed me. You have to come out alive. I was wrong. I owe you. When you come out, let's start over, please.
Okay, I'll come out alive. The nurse wheeled me into the OR. The doors closed in front of Dante, and the red light above him turned on in surgery. Dante leaned against the wall, completely hollowed out. The navy suit jacket he wore. She'd bought it for his birthday in college, saving up from her part-time jobs. He hadn't worn it once in the 3 years they'd been apart. But even in his deepest hatred, he'd never thought of throwing it away. He reached into his pocket, searching for a lighter. His fingers touched something. He pulled out a dozen dried daisies, petals turned pale brown, thin as ring good ones, said to bring good luck. He'd secretly tucked them into his pocket. He thought he'd lost them long ago. He clutched the dried flowers in his palm, his knuckles white with tension. Outside the window, the New York May sun streamed through the blinds, painting golden stripes across the hallway floor. Through his tear-blurred vision, he seemed to see her again that summer, in a white dress, standing among the daisies, waving at him.
I made a wish. I want to be with you forever.
Those words settled slowly in time, becoming the single faith of his life.
The first year we were apart, I hated her. Hated her so much I erased every trace of her from New York, packed up everything of hers from the apartment and threw it out, deleted every photo from my phone, forbade my friends from even mentioning her name. But I'd wake up in the middle of the night, clutch my pillow, and catch a faint, elusive scent of daisies. That was the scent of her shampoo. The second year, I went to St. Patrick's Cathedral. Not to pray. I just wanted to see the place where she'd once prayed for my pendant. The third year, Enzo told me that she works at the front desk of his hotel. My first reaction wasn't hatred. My heart skipped a beat. Then I had Enzo get her schedule, booked the penthouse, and specifically brought a woman with me. I told myself I just wanted to humiliate her. But when I stood in the hotel lobby and saw her, my mind went blank. She looked up at me with those gray-blue eyes. I forgot every line I'd rehearsed. 3 years. That hollowed-out heart finally beat again.
After a month of recovery in the hospital, Dante brought me back to the Vittoria estate. He'd been preparing a grand wedding for us. The date was set 2 months out.
Taking care of everything. All you need to do is rest, pick flowers, and pick a dress.
But the Vitale Dunn had too much to handle. He was on the phone almost all day. One afternoon, I brought coffee up to his studio and heard him say, voice low,
She's pregnant? Mine? Find out. I want an answer tomorrow.
That night, when he came out, his face was easy. He ladled soup for me.
What color do you want the floral arrangements changed to?
What have you been busy with lately?
The wedding. Custom setup on site, security, that kind of thing.
When you lie to me, your eyes drift to the left. Same as 3 years ago.
Scarlett, there's something I'm still looking into. When I have answers, you'll be the first to know. All right?
All right, but you owe me the truth before the wedding.
Done.
3 days later, Dante went out. Less than an hour after he left, the housekeeper came hurrying into the garden.
Madam, there's a woman at the gate asking to see you.
I hadn't even stood up before she came sweeping in, off-white knit sweater, the curve of her belly obvious. The woman who had gone up to the presidential suite with Dante, Maria.
Dante isn't here. I know. Take a look. I'm 14 weeks pregnant.
"14 weeks. When did you and he..."
While you were in the hospital. He came back to New York to handle business. I was with him the whole time. He told me your body wouldn't hold out much longer. The Vitano family can't be left without an heir.
He said that himself?
Why else do you think I got into the presidential suite? That night when you were outside the bathroom changing the sheets, I was inside listening. He called me over. What did you think he was bringing you up there for, old time's sake?
You came to find me just to tell me this?
I came to tell you to be smart about it. Call off the wedding. No family, no name, no proper body. What do you have to offer him? I can give him an heir. Can you?
And what makes you so's child is his?
The paternity test is right there in black and white.
That paper can be forged. Do you have the nerve to wait until Dante comes back and say all this to his face? Hold her. You better pray that child is his. Because if it's not, you know what the Mafia does to traitors.
If Dante hadn't insisted on marrying you, right, would you have to fight me? The Viterli family has to have an heir. That broken body of yours, do you think it can even carry?
Are you done?
Not yet!
Do you know why he brought you back to the estate? Guilt. He took your kidney and now he feels sorry for you.
But the one he loves is what's here in my...
She touched you.
She showed me this.
Take her to the reception room. Keep her under watch.
Dante! I'm carrying your child!
Do you believe her?
I believe you. Tell me, is that child yours?
If it's a Vitari child, I'll handle it. But you are my only wife, ever.
He hadn't answered me directly. Dante called Damien to the estate. Damien came through the door with rain on his coat. When he saw me sitting on the living room sofa, he paused for a beat, then walked over and took the seat across from me.
He asked me to stay with you. He's in the reception room questioning her, says to sit tight.
Why can't he tell me himself?
Because there are things he isn't certain of yet. Scarlett, do you trust him?
I do. But he said if the child is family, what does that mean?
It means if that child really does carry Vitane blood, he won't turn his back on it. But if someone tried to force it on him, then it's a different conversation. That woman spent 2 months in Florida, came back pregnant. Do you know who's in Florida?
Who?
Marco, the old Don's youngest illegitimate son. Deontay had him thrown into federal prison 3 years ago. Once that woman was back, none of her timeline lines up.
The baby is Marco's?
Dante will have the answer for me tonight. You answer me first. If he tells you tomorrow that the child has nothing to do with him, are you still marrying him?
Yes.
Then that's that. Drink your milk. Stop overthinking.
I can't stop thinking.
Then think about something else. Like what you're going to say for your vows.
At dusk, I watched the bodyguards escort Maria out of the reception room and load her into a black car. Her hair was a mess across her face. Through the window, she shot the estate one last, hateful glare. The car pulled away, kicking up a trail of dust. Dante stood beneath the portico speaking to one of his men in black. The man nodded, again and again, then got into another car and drove off. Dante turned and came toward the living room. A fresh cut had opened along his brow bone.
You're hurt.
Just a scrape. Tell me what she said to you today, word for word.
I leaned against his chest and repeated the whole afternoon. When I got to the paternity test, his arm tightened around me for a beat. When I got to her pushing me, he asked, voice muffled.
Which hand did she use?
Left.
She spent 2 months in Florida with one of Marco's people. Came back pregnant and tried to pin it on me. The paternity test is a fake.
Then why didn't you just tell me this afternoon?
Because there's someone else behind her. I had to let the fish set the hook first. I'll be back before the wedding.
You promise?
I promise. You are my only wife. That's not something I say to soothe you.
You said that last time, too.
This time it's true.
He left. The taillights vanished past the iron gate. I stood alone under the empty portico, the wind lifting the hem of my dress. Dante had been gone from the estate for a week. Last night, after my bath, I sat on the window ledge in my robe.
How did you... Your wound?
Leave it.
Anywhere else on you hurt?
Grazed my side. Not deep. Feel for yourself. I'm not lying to you.
How did this happen?
Knife. Enzo blocked one. I took the other.
We got the man behind that woman. One of Marco's inner center. Been hiding in New York this whole time. Nettled him in Brooklyn this afternoon. He's in federal custody now.
The baby?
One of Marco's men. She spent 2 months with him in Florida. She knew. Marco's side paid her to pin it on me.
She did all of this for money?
She thought Marco would marry her once the baby was born.
The photos are backed up. Whenever I get it repaired, I have them exported. The tech sighs at me every single time.
Don't go closing Annette alone anymore.
Okay. I swear.
You swore last time, too.
This time I mean it. Bring up last time one more time, and I'll kiss you until you can't talk.
That day you said, if the child is family, I'll handle it.
You're the only woman I've ever had.
For the 2 weeks before the wedding, Dante really didn't leave the estate. He handed everything off to Enzo and the lawyers. Every day he was there, trying on my dress with me, choosing flowers, going over the guest list.
Ask him anything and he just says, sounds good. Might as well not ask.
You invited people from the bureau?
They gave me quite a gift. Marco's case is being closed next week ahead of schedule. Every charge stuck. The inner circle man gave up everything. That woman went on the record as a witness.
The prosecutor's deal was that when she testifies, she goes to the West Coast, out of New York for good.
She agreed?
She had no choice. After tomorrow, she'll have nothing to do with us. Ever.
You're sure?
I'm sure. Marco is looking at least 30 more years. His man, 20. That woman will be under federal protection as a witness. She won't get anywhere near you again.
And the baby she's carrying?
Given to a welfare agency once it's born. Nothing to do with me.
The morning of the wedding, there was a sun shower. Maya was fixing my veil in the dressing room. I gripped the St. Christopher pendant, my palm drenched with sweat. Outside the window, the rain had stopped. Sunlight broke through the clouds and lit the wet lawn in a bright shine.
Nervous?
Yes.
Dianco's worse. He's already redone his tie 3 times at the altar. Enzo's about to lose it. He said he wanted to change to a dark red one and pushed Enzo far enough that he was about to shove the tie in his mouth.
Dark red?
Yeah. Said it's the one you gave him on your 100th day together. He's kept it at the bottom of his closet for 4 years. Today's the first time he's opened the box.
When the doors of the church opened, sunlight and the organ swept in together. Dante stood before the altar, a dark gray suit, a dark red tie. The moment he saw me, his whole body went snared. He closed his fingers around him, his thumb settling against my pulse.
Your hand is shaking.
Shut up.
When he said I do,
He watched me the whole time the priest read the vows. His voice was steady, but the last note lifted.
I do.
as though a string that had been drawn tight for 3 years had finally been let go. Exchanging rings, I lowered my head to slide his onto his finger.
You picked this?
Enzo did. He said your taste is god-awful.
He's right.
The church doors stood open behind us. Autumn sunlight spilled across the ground. I closed my hand tightly around the ring on his finger. Fingers laced together, we walked side by side into that dazzling, blinding light.
Are you ever going to hide anything from me again?
No.
You said that last time too.
This time it's true. Rings are on. You can't run now.
One week into our marriage, I took over the Vitale family's internal affairs. Every day brought another guest list, another dinner, another rule to learn. And some of the old guard still whispered that I wasn't fit to be Donna. On Wednesday morning, Enzo drove over himself.
What is wrong with you today? You look so fancy. Are you wearing someone else's suit?
My dear Donna, today is the monthly meeting. All the Vitale partners will be there. Didn't your man tell you?
I looked at the door. Dante walked out. He was slowly fixing his cuffs.
It is no big deal. It is just a monthly report from the business heads. Sit next to me.
Do not be nervous. You are just meeting some people.
But when he got into the front seat, he looked back at me. His eyes said, "God help you." We were on the top floor of the Vitale building, 12 people seated around a long table. Dante pulled out my chair. As I sat down, I noticed a man at the far end, his hair slicked back. His eyes settled on my wedding ring for 2 full seconds.
That is Brown. He runs the East Docks.
Don Dante, usually only core members can come to this meeting.
My wife is the Donna of the Vitale family. Do you think she has no right to be here?
Of course she does. But the reports have too many numbers. I'm afraid she will find it boring.
I minored in accounting in college.
That is great. Then please listen to last month's doc numbers, ma'am.
He rattled off the doc numbers so fast it sounded like a tongue twister. Dante tapped the table twice. He was holding back. I ran the numbers in my head and found a problem.
Mr. Brown, your numbers do not match. The cargo numbers do not match the strike percentage report from 3 days ago. Where is that 4%?
My worker made a mistake. I will have them redo it later.
Later. Redo it today. Send the new numbers to my study before 3 this afternoon.
The meeting ended in silence. One by one, they left.
Come here. I watched that 4% for 3 months. No one else found it.
Did you do that on purpose?
I wanted to see who would find it. You were faster than all of them.
He will cause more trouble.
I know, but he cannot do much.
Federico's corrected accounts arrived at Dante's study on time that afternoon. Every number was perfect. Not a single mistake.
Sly old dog.
I thought this was over. But on Saturday morning, Maya called me.
Where are you? Open your phone and look at Instagram right now.
What is wrong?
You are all over the Manhattan Rich Girls page.
I opened Instagram. The post was from Rosella Brown, Federico's daughter. She had shared a photo from an afternoon tea party. The caption read, "Had a great afternoon with real ladies." I guess a certain new wife is still learning how to hold a teacup. There were already hundreds of comments. The top 2 said, "She used to work at a hotel front desk, right? Miss Brown is so nice. She did not even say her name."
Do you want me to make a fake account and fight back?
No need.
Then what are you going to do?
Nothing.
Dante came out of his study with a black envelope in his hand. He had clearly seen the post.
The Brown family charity auction is next Saturday.
Is Rosella hosting it? Then I must go. If I do not go, it will look like I am scared of her.
Okay. I will have someone get your dress ready.
Do you have nothing else to say to me?
I only have one thing to say. No matter what you want to do, I have your back.
Mr. Vitale said you can pick the ones you like.
Dante was in his study, surrounded by piles of paperwork. He did not even look up. I walked over and knocked on the doorframe. He looked up at me, an unlit cigar still between his fingers.
How many did you get?
12. If you do not like them, we can get more.
That is too many.
It is not too many. This is the first time I'm taking my Donna to a party. Any less would be rude.
Did you take anyone else before?
Yes.
On the night of the party, I chose a dark green velvet dress with a low neckline and a thin platinum chain. Dante fixed my shoal when I got out of the car.
Just follow me.
Rosella stood in the middle of the room.
Mr. Vittora, sorry to keep you waiting. Is this Mrs. Vittora? We finally meet. Lois Brown. Just call me Rosella. Your dress is very pretty. Not everyone can wear dark green.
Thank you. I hope you have fun tonight. Please, make yourself at home.
Where is your father?
In the cigar room. He is waiting to talk about the docs.
Later. Do you want to look around or eat something first?
I will show you the way. I saw that necklace last month. It was worth $80,000. Can she afford it? Mr. Vitani bought it. A hotel girl married a rich man. Of course her husband paid for it.
Rosella stopped at the corner. She smiled a little, then kept walking.
Do not worry about them. The auction is later. I will take you outside for some fresh air first.
Did you pull me out here just to stay quiet?
I had someone write down the names of those 2 women.
You do not need to do that. If you do, people will think I only rely on a man.
But you do rely on me, and I am your husband. It's no big deal.
15 minutes later, the auction hall was full, with guests seated around long tables. Rosella sat in the center of the front row. The seat beside her was empty, with Dante's name on it. He did not sit there. He took me to the second row, by the aisle. When the auctioneer revealed the final piece, a blue diamond broochage, the room went quiet. The bidding started at $3 million, rising by $500,000 each time. Rosella raised her card, $3.5 million. Another woman bid $4 million. Rosella raised her card again, $4.5 million.
$5 million.
Dante lifted my hand and my bidder card with it. Rosanna looked back. Her smile never changed, but her eyes darkened. $5.5 million. Dante lifted my hand once more.
$6 million.
$6 million once, $6 million twice, $6 million 3 times. Sold.
Let's go. Let's go home and open your gift.
I stood up and walked past Rosina. She held a glass of champagne but did not drink it. Her fingers were white. I said nothing. I just walked past her. On the way back to the house, Maya sent me another message.
You are treading. The headline says the Vitadon buys a $6 million brooch for his wife. Brown's daughter completely fails to hide her face.
Then she sent a second message. Rosina just posted a story.
Her shoes, an empty glass, and 4 words, "See you next time."
4 days after the auction, a letter from the Brown family appeared on Dante's desk. It was an apology for Miss Brown's excessive bidding at the auction.
Federico is in control. He stopped his daughter. But he cannot stop her for long.
What do you think she will do?
I do not know, so I want you to keep checking the books. Also, I am going to Europe next week.
How long will you be gone?
10 days to 2 weeks. I have a big deal. I must sign the dock and shipping papers myself.
Are you going alone?
Enzo is coming with me. I will have Damien stay in New York a little longer. As for the Browns, I won't deal with them before I leave.
You want to see if they make a move on their own?
You learn fast. After I leave, if someone comes to the estate to see you.
Do you think someone will come?
I do not think so. I know so.
The afternoon before Dante left, I met Damien in the west hallway. He saw me and pointed to the garden. He wanted to walk.
He asked me to stay a few more days.
I know.
Do you know why he did not deal with the Browns before leaving?
To see who makes the first move.
Half right, Dante. When he is gone, they will think the biggest block is gone. They will move early. That is when we catch them.
What about me? What is my part in this?
You are the bait. The Browns will try to use you to threaten Dante. If you stay safe in the house, they cannot touch you.
But if I do not leave, how can I be the bait?
So he left the choice to you. You can stay safe here, or you can take control.
What if I choose the second one?
Then he will be very happy. He will do everything to help you.
On the morning Dante left, a light fog hung over New York. He stood beneath the manor porch, his black coat unbuttoned. He held a carry-on in one hand and checked messages on his phone with the other. Enzo's car was already waiting outside the iron gate, its engine rumbling softly.
I will be back in 2 weeks at most.
Last time you said 1 week, but you were gone for 21 days.
This time is for real.
He put something into my palm, a silver key, the spare key to a safe house on 7th Avenue.
When did you get this?
I had someone prepare it.
on the day of the auction. If you need help while I am gone, find Damien. But if you cannot reach him, go there.
How many backup plans do you have?
Enough for you.
He turned and walked down the steps. He looked at me one last time, then got into the car. That afternoon, Maya came to the house to keep me company. She brought some cream puffs and a lot of gossip.
Guess who I saw at the hotel yesterday? Rosella. She sat with a man in the cafe for 40 minutes.
Who did she meet? Was anyone else there? A man with gray hair. He was in his 50s. He had a scar on his left eyebrow. He looked like a thug. Damien came to the house that night. I told him about it.
The man with the scar on his left eyebrow is Lorenzo. He runs the Vitali Casino in the East District. Rosella meeting him means the Browns are moving into our casino business.
Deontay is gone. When will they make their move?
You will not just go to the docks, so they must lure you to the casino. It will be on the busiest day of the month. It will be crowded and messy. That is the best time for them.
That is the day after tomorrow.
So we can make a plan now.
On the fourth day after Dante left, Lorenzo asked me to come to the casino. He said there was a problem with the money. I stood in the third floor VIP room and looked down at the main hall. Lorenzo wore a gray jacket. He stood in the corner of the bar, watching the entrance. Damien's message came at exactly 6 in the evening.
Perimeter confirmed. Brown's men moved 4 people from the docks towards the casino this afternoon.
Follow the plan. At 8 o'clock, I came out of the VIP room. Lorenzo was waiting for me.
Donna, a guest on the first floor wants to see you. It is about a membership card.
What guest?
He says he is an old customer from the East District, but the front desk cannot find his name.
He stepped aside and pointed toward the stairs. I followed him into the stairwell. The door closed. Lorenzo stopped and turned around. He had a plastic tie in his hand.
Sorry, Donna.
At the same time, my left hand pressed the button on my watch. It was a tracker. It only took 1 second to send the signal.
Lorenzo, are you sure Federico told you to do this?
You should not ask so many questions.
They took me down to the garage. The car drove for 20 minutes before stopping at a dock. A white yacht was waiting by the shore. 2 men took me onto the deck. Then Rosella walked out of the cabin.
You do not look scared. You came to the casino alone. You have no guards. I thought you would stay home after Dante left, but you came right to us. Did your father send you?
Rosanna's eyes changed. She stepped back, and for a second the shadows covered her
I do
face.
not know what you are talking about.
You know.
What are you scared of? Are you scared people will know your father stole a lot of money, or that the Brown family has no money left?
She raised her hand again, but Federico arrived. He looked at the faint red mark on my face, then at his daughter's hand frozen in
That
the
is
air.
enough, Rosina. Go outside. My daughter was in a rush.
How much did you find out?
Enough. The dock money, the Brooklyn warehouse, and your men in Florida. Why do you think I came here alone? I got out of the ties. At the same time, there was a low engine sound from the river. 10 speedboats surrounded the boat.
Who did you call? Damien in New York, but he is not at the casino tonight. I checked.
Did you check? Or did you just think you checked?
All guards on the second floor, go to the main hall entrance.
Too late.
Everyone is under control.
Mr. Brown, your guests need to leave now.
When did you plan this?
3 days ago, you had Lorenzo help you kidnap me, but you did not know Damien had men waiting nearby every time Lorenzo worked the night shift.
You knew I would kidnap you from the start.
I was waiting for you to do it. On land, it would take too long to catch you, but on a boat, you cannot run.
Father! Someone is on the boat! You set a trap.
She looked at her father, then at me. Her lips moved, but she could not speak. Damien received a message through his earpint. He pressed the side button and nodded at me. At the same time, the sound of helicopter blades came from the night sky above the river. It grew louder as it moved quickly toward the yacht. It was Dante.
I made it just in time. Who hit you?
It does not matter.
It does matter. Dante will not let anyone go who hurt you, and he is almost here. I am here to get you.
I regret this. I should have done this myself. Then you would not be hurt.
Federico told us where the goods are. We also got all the bad books.
Let's talk at home.
After Federico's case ended, the Vitali family held its first full meeting in 2 months. It took place in the same meeting room on the top floor of headquarters.
From today on, my wife will check all the family books and changes. Enzo will handle the docks and outside work. We will take over the East Docks now.
No one objected this time. It was nothing like my first meeting.
After the meeting, I stood by the elevator. Damien walked over from the hallway. He had a folded paper in his hand and gave it to me.
Rosetta sent this morning. It went to the house.
You won.
What is your next step?
Check the books first. We will stop Brown's money. We will return what we should. The rest goes to the family.
You sound very different now, not like 2 years ago.
2 years ago, I was lying in a hospital bed. You cannot sound tough when you are lying down.
You sound much tougher when you stand, but that is a good thing.
The elevator arrived. Damien turned and walked toward the stairs.
See you at the estate.
Dante stood by the doorway, talking to Enzo. His hands were in his coat pockets, and the hallway light outlined the sharp profile of his face. He saw me across the hallway and raised a hand towards me. I nodded to him before the elevator doors closed. The elevator went down. I took the St. Christa pendant from my pocket. I had a craftsman repair it. I held it tightly in my palm. The metal slowly grew warm against my skin. I walked out of the Vitali building. The driver saw me, got out, and opened the back door for me. I got in. Before the door closed, I looked up at the top floor windows one last time. The late fall sun shone on the glass, turning the building bright gold.